Welcome to Still Standing, Still Shining, where we explore the profound truth that every shadow eventually leads to a brighter light. Life often strikes us down unexpectedly, leaving us confused and hurt. Yet these painful moments often conceal a hidden, beautiful purpose. Imagine a young man walking through a dark forest, his clothes torn, his face pale, having just lost everything to thieves. He feels absolute despair, questioning why the universe is so cruel, until he spots a calm figure sitting beneath an ancient tree. It is a wise Zen master, meditating in silence, radiating a peace that seems to completely contradict the young man's chaotic storm. The young man falls to his knees, weeping bitterly about his stolen fortune, asking the master how life could be so unfair. The master opens his eyes slowly, smiling gently, and begins to tell a tale of a farmer who once lost everything. Once, there was a hard-working farmer who lived by a river, taking great pride in his modest home and his fertile land. Suddenly, a terrible storm raged for days, causing the river to rise violently and sweep away his house and all crops. Standing amidst the mud and ruin, the farmer felt his heart shatter, watching his life's work disappear into the murky, rushing water. He had no food, no shelter, and no money left, feeling as though the heavens had decided to punish him without mercy. The pressure was too much to bear, and the farmer's heart grew cold with anger, blinding him to the love around him. In a fit of uncontrollable rage, he blamed his young son for a minor mistake and drove him away from their family. The son, heartbroken and in tears, packed his small bag and walked away towards the distant city, leaving his father alone. Now truly alone in the silence of the ruins, the farmer realized his mistake. But his pride prevented him from chasing him. With nothing left to lose, the farmer decided to leave the ruined land and travel to a neighboring village to survive. He found work in a large estate, managing gardens, where he discovered a hidden talent for landscape design he never knew. Years passed quickly, and the farmer became wealthy and respected, living a life far better than the one the flood destroyed. He often looked at the moon, wondering about his son, realizing that the disaster had actually pushed him toward his true destiny. One day, a handsome carriage arrived at the estate, and a well-dressed young merchant stepped out, looking for the head gardener. The farmer's eyes widened in disbelief as he recognized the young merchant was his own son, now successful and full of grace. The son explained that being forced to leave home made him strong, independent, and drove him to build his own business empire. They embraced with tears of joy, realizing that the terrible flood and their painful separation were necessary steps for their current happiness. If the flood had not happened, the farmer would still be poor. If the argument happened not, the son would not succeed. The Zen master finished his story, looking deep into the eyes of the young man who was still kneeling on the ground. The master reached into his robe and pulled out a simple, smooth stone, placing it gently into the young man's trembling hand. He told him this was a magic stone that grants wisdom, but he could only give it to someone who lost everything. The young man stared at the stone, and a sudden realization hit him like lightning. The robbery was actually a hidden blessing. If thieves had not taken his money, he would have bypassed this forest, never met the master, and never received this wisdom. His anger vanished instantly, replaced by a profound sense of gratitude for the very event that he had cursed just moments ago. He understood now that life's chaotic turns are not punishments, but rather course corrections steering us toward where we need to be. Trust the timing of your life, for even the darkest night is merely a necessary preparation for the glory of the sunrise. Do not make permanent decisions based on temporary emotions, because the universe is always weaving a tapestry far greater than we see. The young man stood up, bowed to the master, and walked out of the forest, ready to build a magnificent new future. Remember, when you feel like you have been buried by life, you have actually been planted to grow into something much stronger. Keep your faith strong during the storm, stay resilient, and believe that your greatest blessing is waiting just around the corner. Thank you for watching Still Standing, Still Shining. Subscribe for more stories of hope, May your journey be filled with light.